Hey everybody, how you doing? I just want to make a quick little video and tell you about some things I've been working on. Earlier in the summer, I was touring in the UK and Europe, and I picked up this Zoom A4 acoustic preamp. It's a multi-effect preamp. It has 50 presets, 70 effects. In each preset, you can string up to 5 effects together and create a various pedal board. But as you can see by the way you operate it, you really only got the 2 pedals down at the bottom here, and the rest are these push buttons. And so from a tabletop standpoint, you got to do a lot of editing by pushing buttons to select different things. Now, they've built some functionality into the pedals back and forth, but for example, if you're on patch mode, the pedals left and right will take you up and down through the patches. If you're in stomp board mode, you can use the right pedal to advance through the patches and the effects, and the left pedal to turn on and off the effects. And if you want the looper or the drum machine, which is also on here, to go, then you have to push that button there to start the looper, for example, and then the left and right pedals will work the looper. This is obviously a little frustrating to use from a live perspective. The sonic quality, great. It lasts up to 18 hours on AA batteries, which are readily available anywhere. You can also power it through an adapter if you've got one, or USB if you got one. And there also is a neat little software patch that is on your computer. You can plug this in and organize all your effects on your computer, back them up, save them, move them around, do all your editing that way. So I wanted a way to control all this. I started looking into MIDI pedals through USB to see what it could do. And all I found was pedals that would allow me to change the patch memories up and down. Not really a lot of other control. And there isn't a whole lot of other stuff out there that I could see. So I decided to take matters into my own hands, so to speak. Now, I don't want to take all the credit for this. I found a couple of videos of some people in Portugal and Indonesia who did this hack. The videos had no English, no translations. I just had to surmise what they were doing by looking at it. But I thought I'd show you because there's probably a lot of other acoustic guitar players, ukulele players, other people that would like to take advantage of this Zoom preamp, but would want more functionality. So here's what I did. I made a foot switch, which gives me control of the various effects from a separate foot switch. This foot switch is just a cigar box holding the switches and connected to the cable, which is now connected and connected then into the Zoom. So here's how this works. When the Zoom is on, you see the patch mode, and this takes me up and down through the patches up there. And I currently have it in what's called patch hold mode, which means that it goes right back around when it reaches the end. But then I have another set of patches here, 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 and here. There's a stomp board mode in this where if I click this button, it goes to the stomp board. And then, as I said, this pedal will allow me to advance through the effects. You can see the one that's highlighted there. And this pedal will allow me to turn that effect on or off. And you can see the highlight there as well as that happens. And of course, if I wanted the looper, I push the looper button and looper comes up, and then that button starts the looper, goes into play mode, overdub, stop, and clear. So now going back to this new pedal board here, you can see that I've got some buttons set on the side there. One says stomp up here in the upper left. Stomp is the same as this button here, which also says stomp. So if I click this, my pedal board goes into the stomp board mode. And then these buttons here correspond with the 5 buttons here. And as I click one, you'll see it turns that one on or off. 2, 3, 4, and 5, which of course is nothing. And of course, it returns to the patch mode if I end up there. So I can work with that. While it's in the patch mode, I can use these switches to change my banks. So now I'm back in bank 1, bank 2, bank 3, and so on. At which time, of course, I can advance through the patches, the banks like this. And then up here, I've got the looper. Click that. and the looper comes in, and I can start looping just as before. Now, one of the things that I noted doing this in practice, if I'm in stomp mode, so let's get into a different patch here. That's good, we'll go right there. And I put it into stomp board mode. You'll see that effect 4 is not on. But I go over to the looper to start looping. So I'm now recording a loop. Once I finish that section, it's now playback, but if I click here, it moves back into stomp mode and I can change my stomp board. I do have to click back into the looper if I want to record a new track, but the looper will keep playing and I can change an effect. Now, the total cost of this project to me was about 30 bucks. 30 bucks currently. I had the cigar box that was given to me by my friend Mike Bigger. And I had purchased a serial port connection cable some time ago. That probably cost 30 bucks, but that was years ago. It's been sitting in a drawer ever since, or a box. And then it was just a matter of soldering. Now, the process is pretty simple. The way the Zoom works is all the switches on top are soldered into the PCP board, and when you short out the connections, the switch is activated. So all I had to do, and here's a photo of it, all I had to do was solder onto these points of connection and link them up with the switches, and the switches do the switching, as a switch should do. Anyway, that's it. That's what's happening. I'm going to do some projects coming up where I'll use this for some music for you, and I just wanted you to see what it was. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to get these, they're really useful. It's about $170 Canadian. I think it's about 100 bucks American, maybe 100 pounds in the UK. Great portable device. For those of you who are flying and want to take an effects rig with you, you can do a lot with this little guy. And well, with the addition of this controller switch, which isn't very expensive, it's very useful.